Hello everybody and welcome to this kid's vlog, and today we're going to be talking about shit that's going on in the world today. Actually, I'm going to be talking about two different things on two different videos, so prepare to hear them on the same day, hopefully on the same day, but if I can't get to the same day, I'll try my best to do it on another day. But this is going to be an audio log because I'm going to be talking about two different things relating to YouTube, but also mostly just this first article I'm going to be talking about is basically it's going to be about the YouTube shooter and just shit that's been going on recently with YouTube and all this shit. And if you haven't know about what happened with YouTube recently, on April 3rd, 2018, a woman, a 39-year-old Iranian woman by the name of Nasim Akhadam. I try to pronounce that name. I'm not trying to insult anybody. I will post the name up briefly, because granted, I don't want to glorify her, but I want everybody to see her name, just so you know who did this. But I'm a little upset about this whole situation because, you know, apparently if you don't know the situation, this was a woman who was a vegan, animal activist, you know, bodybuilder, a YouTube personality, a small YouTube personality who did fitness videos, entertainment videos, videos about propaganda, or an artist, a simple artist who had different channels in Persian and, you know, different languages and stuff like that. Her account gets suspended several times. Basically, if you don't know what the situation is with YouTube, it's they were doing this algorithm thing, which basically is they have a computer that looks for different things that is not right with the system or doesn't fit with like YouTube's narrative. I don't want to say, I don't mean, yeah, it is a narrative, but originally the idea was to make sure that nothing nasty or nothing like foul or pornographic or anything dirty went on YouTube. Which I think is absolutely fucking scary because it's corporate dictatorship. And apparently this woman got banned, her subs got removed, she lost her income, basically. Which a lot of YouTubers out there, like, who make a living off of YouTube, you know, this is not just, this is not a solo incident. This affected everybody. You know, YouTube had been like doing this algorithm thing, and then it was affecting everybody with like the ad apocalypse, where advertisers were removing their stuff, and you know you couldn't like get ad revenue anymore, and it was decreased, so you had to go to Patreon. A lot of people had to go to Patreon. But the problem with this, and this is something I've been noticing with this, is that it didn't just affect her. It was like not even affecting her. And not just affecting, like, it was affecting everybody. Like, not constant, like, if you were on the right, it was affecting you. If it was on the left, it was affecting you in certain ways. So it was affecting everybody. You know, everybody found a way to get around it. The biggest story about that was conservatives and libertarians and people on the right, people who didn't agree with YouTube's views and viewpoints. Like, most, again, like I'm going to say it again, conservative, libertarian, classic liberals, people who are mostly on the right. Not the far right, not the alt-right. No, I'm talking about people who are on, well, yeah, maybe mostly people on the alt-right, but, like, those channels are still up somehow, but then again, most of the far left's, like, alt-left's fucking stuff is still up, but, you know, that's okay because it's the left. And I'm not trying to defend, you know, both sides here. This is not the situation at hand. I'm talking about YouTube's algorithm problem. And to say this, and I will address this too, and I'm not here to say that the people who got like, alright, because about what I'm about to say next is going to be a little bit controversial, but I'm going to say it anyways. But let me finish the story. So anyway, this woman, Nasim, and I think I butchered her name again, Nasim Ahadam. You know, I can't pronounce the goddamn name. I'm sorry. This lady, Nasim, I'm gonna call her Nasim, the vegan freedom fighter. I'm gonna call her because that's what she did. She tried to do like, I don't know. I'm making this sound awful as it is, but like, I don't like. All right, I'm gonna finish it. Basically, this woman, this vegan activist, decided to take matters into her own hands. She was fed up with the YouTube censorship. She actually made some points, too, on her video. I will post that up in the middle of this. So here's what she said. And it sounds like she basically got pissed. Like, she was pissed off at the censorship that YouTube was doing. They were censoring people. They were censoring people, but letting, like, shit like, Nicki Minaj and Miley Cyrus, like, explicit videos being shown, like, hardcore, like borderline pornographic stuff, like, dirty stuff that, like, granted, I'm not a conservative who's like, well, this is pornographic. I don't care. If it's art, it's art. Let it go. You can put an age restriction on there. That's fine. I'm okay with that. I'm okay when you have to put an age restriction on there, because kids will get into stuff that you don't want them to get into. Maybe if you talk to your fucking kids about it, we won't have this fucking problem. But this is not the problem we're talking about here. We're talking about this woman who decided to go to YouTube and shoot up the place. Apparently she injured 4 people and then went home. I don't think she went home, but then turned the gun on her and then shot herself in the chest. Now, I feel bad for the people who were involved with this, including the shooter, because let me address this real quick. I don't justify her actions. Her actions are not justified. Her anger was justified. Meaning that she was pissed off at the fucking algorithm and the fucking censorship that YouTube was doing, and the fact that they were acting like a corporate dictatorship. However, her actions are not justifiable. Going around and trying to shoot people in the fucking head because you got fucking taken down is not right. You shouldn't have done that in the first place. Everybody on YouTube is suffering because of this. And this is making everybody else look fucking terrible, too. Like, I've been trying to make videos on this and trying to get a clear view of this and trying to get a clear, like, idea of, like, how to word this and stuff like that. I was watching Mundane Matt, and he was talking about how the NRA's, like... Hold on, I'm going to look up the video right now. I had it up, but I had to take it down. Alright. The NRA TV host implies that YouTube was responsible for Nasim's actions. Granted, that's a little far. That's a far cry from, like, that sounds like a far cry from, like, excusable. Like, well, that was not, it was not you can't blame YouTube. It's like, they were censoring fucking people, of all people. Like, granted, I know every YouTuber out there who's, like, had this happen to them. This is like a disgrace on YouTubers in general. They make it look like we're a bunch of psychopaths ready to snap and take action at fucking YouTube. The problem with this is that this should be addressed about something. Like, what she did was completely wrong. I feel sorry for those people who got shot. I feel bad for Nasim because she fucking finally snapped and had no outlet to talk to anybody else. I feel like she was alone and nobody wanted to talk to her. Nobody wanted to help her out, and she didn't have a community. Like, that's the whole thing with YouTube. There's a community. There's people out there that you can talk to and trust and, get behind. This lady did not have any of that. She basically had nobody. She basically had no fucking outlet to talk to. And she finally got fucking pissed off and decided to take matters into her own hands, which is wrong, like, the way she did it. Like, again, I will repeat this over and over again. Her actions were not justified. Her anger was. As most of YouTubers are angry at fucking YouTube for fucking doing this kind of bullshit because of their censorship. But I think her actions are not justifiable. But this also addresses something that people need to talk about. And yes, I do blame YouTube for this. And yes, I do... Well, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said blame them completely. Like, granted, they didn't put that gun in her hand. They didn't put the gun in Nasim's hand. They didn't put the gun... They didn't make her pull the trigger or stuff like that. She fucking finally snapped and got angry at the fucking system. But I'm gonna be a little bit more controversial when I say this, but this is, they caused this, and they also deserve this. The people who got shot don't deserve it. The people who got shot don't deserve it. They were probably lower level guys. The people who put this algorithm out there, the people who, decided this was a good idea, the people who didn't decide to listen to the fucking, like, YouTube community, the people who decided to make YouTube into fucking Netflix and decided to make it this, like, and granted, it's a business, it wants to make money, but what cost? At what cost do you realize, oh shit, maybe we shouldn't do this? You know, because there's, like, YouTube, to my mind, like, when it first started, was a, like, for the people, by the people kind of company. People could come online and just share random stories or tell weird stuff or talk, or it was a very bizarre place at the beginning. Like, the beginning of filmmaking and stuff like that. This fucking bothers me because it's like, this is a disgrace on everybody. Like, you know, and I'm watching this one Matt, like, the Monday Matt's video, and I have no quarrels against him. I like his videos, but when he's talking about, like, he's very left-leaning, in a sense. And really, the NRA has nothing responsible for this. Stop blaming the goddamn NRA for any fucking gun-related actions. They are an organization, not a fucking terrorist organization. Stop putting it's a terrorist organization. I'm sorry, but the last time I checked, ISIS, IRA, fucking Al-Qaeda, I'm trying to think of other fucking terrorist organizations so we get a diverse terrorist organization out there, have done more worse than the NRA. I'm fucking done. I'm fucking like that. It fucking drives me up the fucking wall. Like, you know, this woman took action on, she acted alone. All right, and it's like now the media, the left-leaning media, like CNN and their fucking wisdom, try to make her out to be a white woman who, you know, decided to shoot up the place because of a disgruntled boyfriend situation. But no, it wasn't about that. It wasn't. It was about YouTube's censorship. And by the way, she was Iranian. I'm not blaming all Iranians for this. No. I'm only pointing out that YouTube and not YouTube, excuse me, not right now. CNN blames CNN is so left-leaning, they didn't want to realize the fucking truth that somebody shot up a place not because they're a white supremacist Nazi bullshit, whatever, how you want to blame fucking white people. No. This woman shot up the place because of what YouTube was doing for the past couple of years by now. Censoring people, taking away ad revenue, making it difficult for people to make a living on YouTube, to make something out of this thing. And making it more difficult and difficult while pushing out junk like fucking Good Game and anything that Paul Logan does. Which, by the way, Paul Logan fucking had someone hanging in one of those videos. And you didn't throw him off? No, you fucking kept him on. You kept him on. You know, but when he tases a dead rat, oh, Jesus Christ, we can't have that. You know what, YouTube, I'm sorry to say this, but you have fallen off the wagon. You are no longer a fucking website that dedicates itself to the fucking people. Like, granted, that was disgusting that what Logan Paul did and what this woman did. I'm more disgusted in you that, like, I know we shouldn't blame YouTube. They have no response. But they caused it. They fucking, the domino effect. And I don't think, like, granted, it's not like any YouTuber out there is gonna, like, finally, like, get the idea to do this. Like, this is highly, highly, like, wrong for them to do this woman to do this. I'm repeating that because I don't justify her actions. I don't. You shouldn't have shut up the place. However, you should. I'm just fucking baffled by it. I'm just baffled by the fucking nonsense that this, like, how the CNN is, like, not talking about this and not talking about censorship, how they're censoring and deleting, you know, banning fucking channels like InfoWars and, you know, any right-leaning media that I'm gonna go jump on that, or right-leaning media or any left media that's talking against, you know, the leftist agenda. And I'm talking about people who are, like, reasonable and, like, yeah, they can stay on, but they don't. I'm sorry, but this is fucking. And by the way, she was not right-leaning. She wasn't a Trump supporter, from what I gathered. She wasn't a fucking, you know, right extremist, right-leaning extremist. She was a vegan. I'm gonna repeat that again. She was a vegan, PETA activist, yoga, exercise, fitness person, and a woman, which I'm gonna put down because most of these shooters that we've had in the past have been men. This is a rare occasion. and she had she was pissed. Like, every other YouTuber out there is pissed because YouTube is censoring people. Do I think shooting up their business is a wise decision? Half the time it's like you want to do that, but you can't because it's wrong. It's virtually fucking wrong. I'm sorry, but YouTube, like, you fucking had it coming. You had it fucking coming. Eventually, somebody was not going to take your bullshit for much longer. Do I justify her actions? No, but I think YouTube deserved this. I know that sounds wrong to say, but those people who got shot, no. Those people who got shot did not deserve it. Those people... granted, if she decided to, like, wreck your business and go in and find the servers and destroy them, yeah, I would have been fine with that, because you know what? You deserve to fucking have a little collateral damage. But people getting shot, no. And I know I'm sounding like an asshole when I say, oh, well, that's the same thing. That's collateral damage. I'm not justifying her fucking trying to kill people. I'm just pissed off I'm pissed off at her, too, because she's now making everybody else look fucking bad. I made several attempts to, like, get my thoughts on there. Some leaning towards her, some not leaning towards YouTube. But I'm just fucking, like, shocked and appalled by everything that's going on now. I do feel like a civil war is coming. I know I'm going off topic here, but, like, this feels like war is about to happen. Like, I'm talking about, like, not this meme war or a fucking SJW, like, rally bullshit. I feel like actual physical bloodshed contra is gonna happen. And I'm a gaming channel. Like, I try to entertain people, but I'm not... Look, children. I'm not trying to fucking scare you, alright? But it just seems like the left does not want peace, and they didn't want Donald Trump in there. Like, I'm starting to see, like, they did not really want him in there. And I understand, like, most people didn't want him in there. I get it, because, you don't want... Because, we have this whole agenda now of, like, we want to help people out. We don't want to be the nation of, like, you're not welcome in our country. But, we have to address a few things. Like, we've been pretty loose with our border stuff, with our immigration. I know we're trying to be like, but the children kind of thing. But the truth be told, it's... I mean, we're kind of fucked right now because, like, granted, I don't think Donald Trump's doing a super bad job, but I don't think he's doing a great job either. I don't want him to fail. Like, I don't want him to fucking fail and have our country fall to shit. We have, like, and nobody wants to address Antifa's bullshit, but anytime, like, a fucking right-leaning dude does something, and granted, I'm not justifying anything that they did. It seems like we're getting closer and closer to a civil war, but nobody on, like, both sides wants to come together. I mean... If anything, we need to start doing a little bit of infighting on both sides. We need to start talking about the alt-right. We need to start addressing the alt-left, too. And we need to start addressing, companies' dictatorship rules and shit like that. I mean, Twitter, not just YouTube, but Twitter and fucking Facebook. I mean, what the fuck's the matter with you? Social media, like, they are under government scrutiny, but you know what? We need to address this. We need to address this immediately. This is not streaming as much. Like, I'm glad that, like, the independent media is talking about this, but what the fuck there, YouTube? You decided to think that was okay to have an algorithm. We can't swear anymore. We can't do this. We can't do that. We have to be family friendly, advertiser friendly. It's advertiser friendly that you're worried about. Guess what? You're still gonna play those fucking ads because you know what? People are still gonna need fucking Tide and fucking, condoms to stone up their fucking nose. People are still gonna need the fucking necessities of fucking modern capitalist societies. And I know I'm sounding like a left-leaning communist, but you didn't stop putting ads up. You didn't stop putting ads up. For fucking Christ's sakes. You put ads up in front of videos that you did remove the ads from. You're still gonna show ads for fucking videos and shit like that, but you're not allowed to have gun channels? I'm sorry, but half of America's blue-collared, by the way. Oh, but we don't want to... I'm sorry, but no. What you did wrong there, too. Like, then that's the thing. It wasn't just gun channels. The gun channels were just like the surface level. Like, gun channels are now being banned because guns are bad and David Hogg said so. Which, let me just address this, by the way. David Hogg, I'm going to say it up front, and I know people are going to get angry at me for saying this, is a fucking crisis actor. Has anybody asked his age? Like, asked for the real photo identification? Has anybody asked, if you actually attended that school? There was a video out there, and it was out there, and I'm hoping somebody actually copied and, like, made a recording of that video. Because that's how the internet works. You copy shit and made a copy of that video and, like, try to keep repeatedly posting it out there. There's a video out there of a student who's filming David Hogg, and, like, the student who with the camera is saying, this kid doesn't belong to our school, and yet he's too old to be here either, and he's yet on my debate team. And David Hogg's like, yeah, how about that? Like, you're an actor! You're a fucking crisis actor! You're pushing a fucking narrative. You're a snot-nosed little brat with a fucking low testosterone pretending to be a fucking school student because you fucking haven't hit puberty yet. I'm sorry, but you are a crisis actor. I'm sorry for saying that. If I'm wrong, then I'm sorry that you got involved with a fucking shooting. I'm sorry about that. But the problem here I'm going to address too is that that whole March for Our Lives thing. It's like, yes, a lot of students came out to march against the whole gun and for gun control and stuff like that, and against the whole shootings in school. But where were the conservative students? Where were the libertarian students? The students who didn't want to walk out during the middle of class on government regulation? Where were the students who decided, no, I'm not going to walk out, and got suspended and shit like that? Where are their voices? Why can't we hear their voices? Why are you afraid of that, I know I'm going off topic here, but it relates to this. Because back in February 14th, somebody shot up a fucking school with an AR-15 and happened to be a white guy. Well, his last name was Cruz, so maybe he was a white guy. But I don't want to address that because apparently, like, I'm a Nazi if I ever address another race. I don't know. I'm fucking done with that bullshit. You know what? You don't know what real Nazis fucking look like, alright? They wear fucking fashionable... They wear these, like, black outfits. They fucking, drop you to the fucking ground and then shoot you. Have you even seen Inglourious Bastards? They're fucking scumbags. But I'm just fucking appalled. I'm like... And I'm also laughing, too, because, like, their end result of... the whole gun control thing was clear backpacks, which thank God I'm out of school. Thank God I was born in the right timeline. Because clear backpacks, that's gonna, like, I love it. I just fucking love that your fucking solution to stop, guns from entering the school is clear backpacks. Why not armed security? We don't want our schools to be prisons. School's already a fucking prison. Why not just put armed guards to make it complete? Like, I absolutely hate school, alright? I do. I can go on a rant about school all day long, but, just this whole, like, idea that, like, peace and love is gonna persevere. Look, I know that war's not the answer and violence is not the answer, but life's a multiple choice question. Have you ever played a Fallout game? You don't have to shoot people in the face. You can actually use your fucking speech category and talk your way out of situations. You can talk to people. Like, I don't know, maybe talking to Nicholas Cruz, but no, instead I didn't know you didn't know him like we did. Like, really? How did you know him? How did you know him from, like, the surface that he was a crazy fuck? Yeah, he was a crazy fuck, but did you try to talk him down? Did you try to make him feel better about not shooting up the fucking school? Isolation, outcasting somebody, making them feel like a piece of shit day in and day out. Why do you think those kids in Columbine did what they did? They were fucking ostracized. They were pushed aside saying, no, you're not welcome in our fucking village. And guess what? They burnt that village to the fucking ground. I'm sorry, but... this society just thinks it's like, we need to go after the ban everything. We gotta stop it. No, why is it still happening? We banned everything. Well, guess what? You banned everything, but guess what? Humans are still fucking violent, okay? Once you fucking push them to their fucking limits, they're gonna go on a rampage. Have you ever seen First Blood? A lot of, like, I look at that movie as not as a war movie. I look at it as a reflection of of Vietnam vets during their time when they came back. They were not greeted with flowers and sunshine. They were greeted with fucking disdain. They were fucking called baby killers, spat upon by the fucking hippie movement, nonetheless. So if you're a fucking hippie and you say, well, we were just dumb, and like, no, don't justify it. You were dumb. You were dumb and fucking stupid, and fucking your head was full of so much acid. Instead of just talking to them, you fucking got into this mob mentality. Like everybody else, everybody when they get into a mob mentality, right or left, they fucking become this fucking monster. That's what we need to address. Alright. I'm gonna finish the statement up by saying this. And I lost track here, too, because I'm talking about other things that don't involve this, but, you know what's also funny, too? Everybody wants to talk about gun-free zones, but when this fucking shooting happened, there was one dude that they were interviewing. I'm gonna find the interview, too. I'm also gonna be borrowing it from the Truth Factory's video. So, sorry, kitty cat lady. I am going to just borrow it. I will fucking put you in the credits. I'm just lazy enough not to find it. I'm sorry, but YouTube does not want you to fucking notice the shit. There's a guy who said, "I wish I had a gun." You know what? I'm sorry, but don't give me that gun-free zone bullshit's gonna work. No, drug-free zones don't even fucking work, too. They don't work. Free zones do not work. Unless you have armed guards or some shit like that, then it fucking works. But no. I'm sorry, but don't give me that fucking bullshit, alright? Don't give me that fucking, leftist bullshit. Oh, a guy with a gun he could go off. Like, do me a favor. If you're on the left, and I'm talking about people on the left or people who don't know a lot about guns, study it. Do some research. Talk to gun experts. Talk to fucking people who know how to handle a gun. Not people who say, well, you can set this thing to semi-full. It's like, you mean like, what? Alright. But my final thoughts on this is that YouTube, yes, I will say it again, YouTube deserved it. Nasim's actions were not justified. They're never going to be justified. But this is something to be talked about. Like, why did this person do this? Simply enough, not because she's crazy, just because, and not because her videos sucked. I think some of them were decent. I think some of them were not like bad. I think she had a good size audience. She had a good size audience. She had a good amount of followers. Yeah, she was weird and eccentric, but that's YouTube in general. We have a lot of weird, eccentric people on there. But shooting up a place is not going to solve anything. It's going to raise questions, though. It's going to raise some major league questions on why she did it, and maybe we should take a look at the fucking algorithm nonsense that YouTube is doing, and also Twitter, who are shadow banning people. All these social media who are left-leaning are doing all this crazy shit, but yet we don't want to talk about it. I think we should, because I believe in freedom of speech. I don't care, like, you know how you can stop speech that you don't like and considered hate speech, or, just speech you don't like in general? Change the fucking channel. Or just find another website, or not go on that website. Hell, I listen to Steven Crowder here and there. I don't subscribe to him because I don't like his views on a lot of things, especially marijuana there, buddy boy. Why does the right hate marijuana? I don't understand it. I absolutely do not understand it. This is why I don't support your fucking cause there. This is why I'm not for the right, nor the fucking left. As much any of those extremes, because I'm a libertarian. I know I keep pronouncing that and prancing that around, but honestly, we need to stop debating over this. Just legalize the fucking shit. We can tax the fuck out of it and deal with that. But no, it's, well, I don't want to legalize it because I don't believe there's any real medical benefits to it, or I don't think it's helpful, and I don't think if people just go crazy and shoot them all and blow up and become a crazy terrorist. And Ted, by the way, if you're listening to this, I respect you. I highly fucking respect you, dude. I love some of your music. I think it's awesome that you're not a stereotypical, rock and roller. You don't do drugs. You're kind of a sober, cool dude. You're naturally crazy. You went on stage dressed up like Tarzan. Dude, that's fucking badass. You're a badass dude. But here's the thing. Those Antifa guys, the people on the crazy left, dope does not make you want to do that. Dope does not. I can verify this. Dope does not make you do this. And don't call it dope. It's cannabis. Just call it cannabis, marijuana, weed, fine. Dope, in my mind, that's labeled for heroin. Heroin makes you do that. Heroin. Dope is heroin. Heroin makes you fucking crazy and fucking lose fucking control, makes you into a monster. How do I know this? First-hand experience. First-hand experience. I'm going to leave it at that. I'll tell you the story later, but I'm going to finish this vlog right now. And if you like my videos, and if you want to see more than just me ranting about bullshit that's going on, please comment, and maybe subscribe. Fucking, if you want to see more videos of me doing different things, maybe play more Resident Evil, I'm gonna get Resident Evil 7, trust me, but me playing Resident Evil, 2, finishing that up, maybe more gameplay footage, hell, maybe me talking about, like, different things that are going on in the world, or maybe more entertaining things, because I'm trying to get that into order. Please tell me, because I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind trying to make something enjoyable for you to watch. So, until then, next time, I'll see you in the next video. Take care, love you, and bye-bye. Remember, violence is not... Life is a multiple choice questions. Let's try that again. Life is a multiple choice question. Here. Violence is an answer, but it's not the only answer. So remember that. Take care, love you, and remember, bye-bye.